Good morning, starshine.
Welcome to the real world. Whoa!
Mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin with
Breathe air.
there's no second best, okay?
Breathe air. GM. Today is Saturday. I don't foresee taking any trades today, but what I want to do is quickly check in on some of the watch list coins, some of the memes, the Pepes, and the cat coins, and just check out respect. High time frame respect. And I'm going to look at the daily bands. Because as you know, one of the ways I trade is if something starts to go up, let's just take WIF for example, it's going up here, right? And so what I expect to see is that it will respect whatever trend it's in until it stops being in that trend. Now this is very early stage, this isn't like a strong uptrend, but if WIF were to reverse anywhere around here, make a new high, do anything like this, then I would expect that the actual best trend to follow is these green bands. And if that's the case, then this is the absolute best time you could ever buy. The alternative would be that that does not happen. It does not happen, and you end up seeing some kind of more sideways movement before moving up. So on a weekly perspective, it's respecting the weekly bands. Right, so I'll keep that in mind. From a daily perspective, it is not. So that's why I said the other day that WIF needs more time to go sideways. Giga Chad continues to absolutely chad and is respecting its daily bands. So here's a great example. If Giga has any kind of corrective move off these highs here into the bands should be bought basically blindly until they stop working. It wicked down deep through them, closed back above, and there was marginally a close here, but it immediately got invalidated. So Giga all the way has respected its daily bands trend. So follow market structure plus the daily bands. Do not expect it to go to the 50 EMA on the daily because it's front ran that and failed to go to it. That will be the trend for Giga until it ends. Now it's close to a top, I'm sure, and you will eventually see a move where it comes back into the bands and it doesn't quite respect them. Right? It comes back into them and it just started to go sideways, and that's when it's done. But until then, that's the way to follow it. So Giga following its daily trend. Chud doesn't have any trend yet. It's come back to the 100 daily EMA. That only becomes valid if it makes a new high. If it makes a new high from there, then you're looking at the 100-day EMA as being the best place to buy on the next correction, which will happen at a higher price. And this is essentially how trading with moving averages would work, because in a typical trend, you think it's going to go like this, up and up and up. But a lot of times you see these almost full retraces, but they do make higher lows. But what you want to be looking out for underneath is it respecting a certain MA or EMA? In my case, I just use EMAs. And I'll show you, I think Popcat probably shows this quite well, if it has enough price history. Bum, 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 bum. Wolf's okay. Wolf's a decent one. Right, so moving up, it flipped the bands and it came off the 50 EMA, came back to the 50 EMA, made a new high, came back to the 50 EMA. Here's where you're looking for a change of behavior. Back to the 50 EMA, did not make a new high. Therefore, Wolf, you're expecting it to break down or go sideways. This area should produce a new high. Now it still could, but if it comes back to the EMA before it goes to a new high, you are no longer seeing a trending asset and you're likely seeing it have to roll over and spend more time in consolidation or drop back. It's a good sign of weakening trend. You see it here, even just with the fast trend, respects the daily bands, respects them all the way, either front runs them slightly or touches them. Then you touch them here and it goes into a lower high. Touches them here, goes into a lower high with a big sweep. And then days and days and days later, you see it, oh, actually the daily bands trend fails and it goes lower. Well, you would have known that from over here. So it's just about respect for the trend. Yeah, here, good example is MOG. So despite these deep pullbacks, MOG kept going higher off the 100 EMA. So it came back to the 100, made a new high. Come back to the 100, made a new high. Come back to the 50, made a new high. Then it stopped respecting the 50 and went all the way through. But throughout this period here, if you just tagged into MOG at this point, at this breakout, and said, what did it respect to get here? It respected the 100. It made a new high, so that's valid. So I'll wait for the 100 to get hit again and look if there's a reaccumulation there. And so on and so on. So in fact, is there anything on MOG at the moment? At the moment, MOG's losing its daily trend. So it's daily trend up. It's not respecting that anymore. And I would say, unless it makes a new high from here, MOG is most likely going to sideways correct. Yeah. Popcat, similar, but not much there really to talk about. Popcat's coming into an area, and we'll finish with Popcat. Popcat, this probably looks like it could be a top, but this is the absolute place that it should reverse from. So my eyes would be all over Popcat today. This is absolutely 100% where Popcat should reverse from to a new high. Not saying it will, that might be the end. And if you see it drift sideways, then it's the end. But didn't it look like it was going to break here and here and here and here and here? Play it until it stops working. So I'll be watching for a lower time frame sign reversal, something like this on the lower time frames for Popcat, targeting new highs. That might be a trade. That's it. GM. Don't be surprised though if it goes down to the 50 and it just collapses, then you've lost that trend. It will end eventually, but follow it until it doesn't.